It's good to see you. For y'all that don't know, my name is Black Sun. I am the Director of Outreach and New Initiatives at Healing Broken Circles, and this is the back wall, you feel me? Just as, a couple of maintenance things. If you need to use the bathrooms is out that door. The doors that y'all came in, there was a hallway that led straight. So if you need to use the bathroom for any reason, take care of yourself. If you need to get up and move, do your thing, have fun, laugh, yell, cuss, all of that. All of that. I welcome it. We welcome it, for sure. Because I'm known to say some stuff that, who cares? I do care, though, don't say it. I can't start this, though, without acknowledging the fact that a friend of mine told me to never forget where we come from. So in that spirit, thank you, Mr. Lincoln, for giving me something to call my own. Something I really couldn't fathom but should have had all along, and since it's mine now, I can't lie. Life is kind of chaotic, and I know freedom I should embody, but forgive me if I really don't know how. And I know that you released me from those chains, and I must say it's rather strange to be missing those kinds of things, just the familiar of my brain, I guess. And I never miss them whippings. So I thank you, Mr. Lincoln, for freeing me from that prison. And these hardships that I encounter from other brothers don't bother me, when I know we all travel the same road. Not knowing where we're going, sometimes freedom takes its toll, and white people hate that we're free. So when they see us, they turn up their nose. I have to keep my head low. Practically becoming invisible, because in the South, they ain't as tolerable of black folk. Seizing all opportunity to lock us back in shackles from these made-up charges and these insurmountable obstacles. Proclaiming my freedom wasn't enough. Becoming a free man is more tough. What will I live? What will I do? Did you even think of this stuff? Because the plantation was my home. I wasn't fending on my own, though treated unfairly. At least I could still reap the things I've sown. Now I'm a stranger in an even stranger land, being treated worse than less, still considered 3/5 of a man. And all of the know-how in the world can't fix my skin. White people won't even pretend. So tell me, Mr. Lincoln, where do I begin? Acceptance isn't in your heart. We're not considered an equal part. We put in all the work, but still can't get a fresh start. And without us, you wouldn't even have a country. Or the labor we put in, we keep your world functioning. So would it kill you not to kill us? Not to swindle and belittle us all in the savage pursuit of a product? Not to snatch up our women like they're still considered property? And when we come to their defense, you charge us with an offense to subjugate our families. Blatantly showing us we aren't a part of the hierarchy. Brainwashing us with education that's malarkey, contributing to the patriarchy. And if being free means I can't say the things I mean, I'd be murdered for having dreams, why would I partake in this scheme, Mr. Lincoln? Because it seems now that your freedom is a trick to make me volunteer for slavery again. Keeping a job is a joke because you showed us on our wages. And if I had to list injustices, I couldn't count the pages. I think you found an easier way to run us. Not worrying about our personal upkeep makes it easier to shun us. Not caring if we live or die, because now we're just workers, makes it easier to jerk us and subject us to the circus. And it's almost like being slaves was working better for us than the past. We had to reproduce, so you had to make sure that we last. And when you told us we were free, you and your buddies probably laughed, making our overseers mad and our future resistance sad. Others don't see it and they're glad, but I'm on to you, Honest Abe. We're detrimental to your reign more than a paragraph or page. And when people read those chapters, they'll see that your claim to fame was just a new way to oppress us by changing the rules to your own game. And the shrills and shrieks of people just like me keep my dreams haunted. And thinking about tackling this battle justly can be daunting. But if you gave us freedom just to exercise your power trying to flaunt it, then thanks but no thanks, Mr. Lincoln. I don't want it. So what's up with y'all good? Yeah. Did it heat up a little bit? Yeah. Okay, then talk to me. What I'm attempting to do now is give you a piece of me, right? The back wall is all about honing your skills, growing and developing in a place where it's not necessarily conducive to your growth. You know what I mean? And the only reason that I'm even here is in the spirit of the back wall, because a lot of my skills and a lot of my development came in a place where I was hidden away, where nobody could see the things happening. And that's why it's always important not to forget our history, because we've all gone through it, whether you identify with it directly or indirectly, right? And this next poem that I'm about to do, right, this is the first poem that I ever completed. I've tried a whole bunch. It was a whole bunch of shitty work. We're not going to talk about that part. This is the first thing that I ever did that I was like kind of proud of. And to be honest, I was inspired by Hugh Hefner, but it was his passing. Don't judge me. Playboy, right? Say, no, I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing. Things ain't like they used to be. In a time when technology reigns supreme, the finer things get overlooked. Eyes glued to small screens and everything in HD, kids often miss the positive effects of a book. Before knowledge was a click away, before Google asked you what you meant to say, and libraries were used in the proper way. When taking notes actually meant you listened. Before JPay was around and you had to sit down to write a letter to a prison. See, life was intimate. And often your life expectancies were closely related to the people that you messed with. Way before Craigslist, when knowing a guy that knew a guy progressed the barter system. And parents actually took their kids out when they went shopping with them. Before comments was a thumbs up, and girls had regular butts. It was considered a compliment to be a pinup, and that age is lost. Whatever happened to the days when everything was worked for, you had to earn it, and it couldn't just be bought. When reality happened in real time, instead of in a series every Monday at 9, when stars really shined. When reality happened in real time, instead of in a series every Monday at 9, when stars really shined. Not off of YouTube views and Facebook flicks, before every picture had pursed lips. And things being leaked meant spillage, when it still took a village. Whoopings wasn't abuse and little girls were still cute. And the most you had to worry about in your hood was a fight. People had to make it home before the street lights. Innocence still intact. Calling people out their name called flacking, raising your fist brought power to the word black. Before Wi-Fi, there was dial-up. And way before smartphones, the phone had a horn, and the call you had to wind up. See, it was when memories were captured by the eyes instead of eyes of a lens. And stories were passed around amongst friends. And family had to visit because Skype wasn't invented, before crack laws overpopulated prison. And music said something. It was all about the message. And drug overdoses weren't to be expected. And loyalty was more than just a tattoo or a catchphrase. When people loved thy neighbor, what in the world happened to those days? And schools really meant no child left behind. That was way back when I was still eating swine. And to rhyme was just a hobby of mine, a pastime. It was just words on a page. So I hope you all prepared, because this is the dawn of a new age. Another thing about the back wall, right, is that it taught me to challenge not only other people's thoughts, but my thoughts about people's thoughts. It taught me to look at myself and constantly examine and re-examine who I thought that I believed I was. So through that work, I've been multiple people. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Split, but like, dude, damn. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of me's in this. And it's been a lot of me's over time. And it's going to be even more me's because I'm not content with the person that I am ever. And I believe in the spirit of growth. And I believe in challenging myself to be bigger than the person that I was yesterday, just because I don't know who I'm going to be tomorrow yet. I ain't got that far. So they tell me that I lie and I cheat and I steal. And because I was locked up, when I love, it's not real. See, they telling me how I feel. Like they took some steps inside these shoes. Like they lived life on the edge, got to buy them proper tools, and I thought I had it all, but I didn't. At least that's what they say. They tell me that it's wrong anytime I live life outside their way. And I tried to give my heart out to people through all these shades of gray, but no one wants to star in my movie. It's like I'm Castaway. And I had to question for a long time if it was me, sifting through all of these compliments and shiny white teeth. Because they tell me I'm attractive, plus I'm smart, and I'm funny. And that they would still love me with no money or I was bummy, but the first chance that they get, they want to run away from me. And I feel so much like a dummy through the babies and the honeys, and I'm begging and I'm pleading. They tell me that I'm weak. They don't understand my mind or the way that I think. See, because I'm young and I'm black, they think all I know is dope. A robbery for a felony, they tell me there's no hope. And I tell them I will succeed, but they laugh like I told a joke. Like it never crossed their minds, like their thoughts can't be provoked. And because I'm black, interracial relationships are a no. They don't want none of this chocolate to mix in with the snow. And once you go black, you don't go back. They tell me that's how it goes, but they don't understand originally everyone was Negro. So how do they feel? Knowing that they hate something they came from. I guess I'll never know, because when I ask, they look like I'm dumb. And they act like because I'm black, I shouldn't have a mind to think from, and because I don't eat pork, I'm all assalamu alaikum. But knowledge, it's infinite. And I just got to have it. And they're telling me I don't know, but I understand mathematics. And they're telling me that God's going to punish me for my actions. I need to go to church, make atonement before it happens. So, black man, go ahead. Tell them you God. And watch how they act like you never spoke. Because they don't understand the concept of as above, so below. Their lineage ain't as dense, thought process not as intense, but they're telling me through these actual facts I'm not making sense. No longer give me a job because they found out that making sense on a dollar through commissary accumulates for the rich. Putting drugs in our communities. They tell me not to sell them, but it's making too much money, so how could I just resist? Huh? The new indoctrinated system. They tell us that slavery's over, but they just renamed it prison. And you don't see it because they distorted your vision. And if you just ignore it, then they completed their mission. So please open up your eyes and stop living so filthy. And because I'm conscious, they think I'm a rebel and they want to kill me, but I ain't Malcolm X, Dr. Martin Luther King, and I ain't screaming nonviolent, but don't live by any means. See, I'm an advocate of peace. I need freedom and justice to uphold equality. And there's a certainty in mind every time you hear me speak, because I know who they are, but they know who I be. And I'm secure in my walk. Do it every single day. Really secure in my talk, so hear it clearly when I say that I know the true and living, so I never had to play. But what it all comes down to is, I don't care what they say. But if I'm being honest, I ain't always felt that way. So, for those who don't know, my mother named me Michael Powell II after my father, and I did 13 years, 8 months, and 7 days in prison. At the time, or through a lot of that time, I was what we call a follower. Anybody else a follower? I didn't think anybody else was gonna raise their hand. I didn't think. Y'all lying though. Facts, lying, big lying. Everybody in here should have raised their hand. It just depends on what you're following behind, right? Too many times though, I followed behind the wrong thing. And that choice to follow behind the wrong things landed me in prison where I was forced to follow new things. And one thing that I had to follow and start following was my gut and my heart. And through that introspection, through that time, I found a different comfortability with myself to learn that I ain't really a follower like that. I'm more of a leader, but, you know, I still play my part. And this piece is probably the most vulnerable thing I've ever wrote. I had to write it so many different times because people kept telling me it was trash, and I had to keep going back and redoing it. But I thank them for that, though, because they seen a different side of me that I wasn't acknowledging for myself. So this is for them. It's hard for me to say it. That all my life I felt like that puzzle piece that wouldn't fit. So in order to alleviate the feeling of a piece of shit, I figured I'd compensate by doing what other people did, you know, following the lead. Whatever conflicting deeds. I just did the things I seen, hoping someone would feel my presence and welcome me with arms outreached like a present and a smile that said welcome, even if just for a second. But it never came. And I don't know if I was lame or weird or my personality was flawed, but it seems as if the constant eagerness on my part to belong gave people authorization to act as if I was a dog, and I followed along blindfolded. unable to identify key moments of destruction in a life that's so capricious. Just wishing everything would go smoother than a river and it all runs together like subject-verb agreement. A loyal friend, I did my very best to be it. But loyal to a fault? People tend to take advantage of a weakness. Still wrapped up in a being with no sense of connection, I was steadfast when asked to pledge my allegiance. I came running. And honestly, I'm sweet as honey. But fear of rejection kind of numbed me, so I moved to seek praise, and I act without thought like a zombie so I don't got to reflect on my wicked ways. It was a high. All because when I was 5, I went along for that bike ride. I didn't have courage to ask why. I just went, and you know how things trend when you caught up in the cool until you're invaded by the sting of discipline. Because this whole life was mapped out. I was on autopilot for 22 years following someone else's route. And I lived 3 lives just trying to belong to one. A schoolboy, aspiring gangster, and a loving son. So what? I feel stuck between stereotypes, girls, and late nights and trying to hide it all from my mom and still do right. Or at least give the appearance of a citizen and save face when confronted with dismay about my actions and temperament. See, I was too much for myself. The bad thing, I didn't realize that harsh fact till I was sitting in a cell. And even then, still following a trend, it was hard to withdraw because if anything, I just want some friends, that's all. Someone to see how I was doing and mean it, just because it's me. To put me first for no reason and show love with no incentive. To give me a place in their heart that wasn't driven by a fact we couldn't change like our relation. And I wasn't even sure if I had it. It took a while to find it, like paperwork in an old dusty cabinet. You know, you got to dig deep. I'm talking deep excavation of a site that hosted dozens of egos just to find me. And I was feeble and small, a baby. Bewilderedly searching through what I once considered life. And it's crazy how fragile I'd become. It was apparent that I turned into a nobody, but a shell of someone. And I felt sick, and I didn't want to be someone else's fix while simultaneously being viewed as a misfit in my own pics. And at that moment, I had vivid clarity of my disparity. If I wanted some control, I had to take it. So I struggled to grab the reins of a running wild life and found out it wasn't hard to face shit head on. Like, you got to embrace the pain. And karma being a ref for your life will turn things the other way. You know? And in a lot of ways, right? I never like to finish that poem no more. Because at the end, I'm lying. At the end, I say, I'll never let nobody else tell me where I belong. Right? That's a lie. I like for people to welcome me and tell me where I belong because it feels good for you to be there. So whether y'all know it or not, y'all just helped me through some shit. You know what I'm saying? And I want y'all to know that y'all belong here with me. And I appreciate y'all for that. Matter of fact, give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. So, hopefully we'll see each other again, and I'll be comfortable enough to show and tell the new version and the new healing of that poem. I do that poem a lot, and it finally got to the point where I couldn't finish it no more because I'd be lying, and I ain't no liar like that. So that's what's up. That's what's up. If you know what I'm saying. But it's enough of me. Welcome to the back wall, y'all. But matter of fact, is Pooh here? Where Pooh at? There you go. So I am just a humble servant of poetry tonight. The man, the myth, the legend, Coach Pooh, go time. I should have wore the hoodie, but I didn't. I'm sorry for not representing you well. Don't hit me when you get up here. This brother right here, y'all, was with me on the back wall on so many occasions. A brother that I call a friend, but who has in a lot of ways been a mentor to me, and I attribute a lot of my accolades and things that I went on to progress in to this man. So please, y'all, with me, give it up for my mans, Coach Pooh.
Give it up for the artist, Black Time, y'all. He did his thing. I'm glad to be here. Y'all glad to be here? Yeah. Okay, y'all sure y'all here? Yeah. Okay, well, let's make sure we hear a little bit more because I always talk about every time I get on the stage, I always um, am reminded of how much of a privilege this is. Like he told you, I didn't always have this opportunity. And so every time I'm here, I want to really be here and really take it in, right? Because I've been out and life has been going at 100 miles an hour and I miss a lot of things, right? So I want to try to take time and make sure I'm really present in the moment, taking it in, enjoying what I'm seeing, crying at the pains that I come across, and empathizing with the people and the experiences that I'm invited into, right, in these moments. So let's just take a slight moment of silence to make sure we're in the room, y'all. Let's just get here, get present. Let's forget about whatever it is outside of here, whatever it is that we worrying about. Let's just get here since we here, right? Let's just get here. Welcome. All right. So listen, y'all. Y'all coming to the back wall, right? The back wall is a place that not many people are privy to, right? I had an uncle when I was in prison. I did a lot of time in prison. Like he said, again, I did 16 years in prison, and I had an uncle in prison, right? And my uncle was uh, a stern man, to say the least, right? He didn't play games at all, right? He was about 6'4", maybe 6'3". He was a Muslim, and he never smiled, right? He never smiled. He was he was a tough guy, right? And he always stood with his chest out. He wouldn't let his family and the people he loved walk next to him. He'd walk in front of him because he'd say he was taking any threat, any attack that might come their way. He was taking it head on, and he was going to protect everybody that he loved and everybody that was around him. He was super tough. And little things irritated him. And one time, I'm in a bed that's close to his, and it's like a bunk area, a bunch of beds, and he's in his bed. It's a little catty corner from mine, and it's a new kid coming through the block, small guy, not really familiar with the norms of prison. And one of the things he's doing is he has on flip-flop shoes and he's dragging his feet. He just skimming through and he just in prison. Kind of seemed like happy to be there, right? Just moving down the aisleway, right? But he don't realize that this is maybe his third time today, early in the morning, coming up and down this aisle, and he dragging his feet, and my uncle getting irritated, right? So my uncle tell him, hey, you drag your feet down this aisle again, and you go into my office, right? And now this is baffling this guy. This office thing is baffling him because he knows that in the back of this prison dorm is absolutely nothing. And it's definitely not an office back here, right? So he is curious, right? I think he's scared, but the curiosity take over the scare, so he getting ready to ask, what do you mean by office, right? This is the wrong thing to answer. And people around him know it's the wrong thing to answer. Man, quit asking about the office, just go, man. Leave the man alone. Stop asking about the office. He said, you want to go to my office? And the guy looking, and people trying to tell him, stop. Don't ask about the office, just leave. And it's a big yelling, and he's telling them, you don't want to go to my office. And eventually the guy leave, and it was a good thing he didn't go to the office. What he was speaking about in the office, he was talking about the back wall. The back wall is a place, it's an area in the dorm. And it's in the back of in the dorm where the cameras can't see, right? The cameras got so much vision and it sees the majority of the dorm, but this back wall is not seeable by the cameras. And the CO, corrections officer's desk, is sitting in the front, right? So they can't really see back here, and they can't get back here without people seeing them coming. So this back wall is a different world than the rest of the prison, and a lot of things happen on the back wall, right? Some dangerous things happen on the back wall. People fight. People attack people sometimes on the back wall. People when they steal things, they run through the back wall area, right? So they can't be seen or detected. But oftentimes, good things happen on the back wall, right? It was a chiropractor who was incarcerated, who wasn't able to work and help people in prison, right? And he can only help people heal their bodies because it's a subpar medical care that's being given out. So the only way we could get help was through him sometimes, right? To heal our ailments, to heal our wounds, because every time you go to the CO or every time you go to the nurse, you faking, right? You say it hurt, they say you probably faking. They say you just, trying to get attention, or you just, need something to do for the day. So you coming down here and just making up stuff about your back hurting, right? So he could help you. He could heal you back there. And not only could he heal you, he was teaching other men how to help other men, right? So it had become a place of healing. I seen men gather back there because they couldn't gather in groups in other places, gather back there for prayer of all sorts and all types, and meditation. Men would go back there for yoga, right? Because they didn't have other space and area to go back there. So they go back there and they'll find peace and sanctity. Go back there and practice speeches and poetry. And what the back wall had become, as I noticed it, it was a place of freedom, right? It was a place of freedom. And it is a place where the human tenacity to hold on to a sense of authenticity just won't be broken, right? It's where humanity refuses to be thrown in a box, stripped of all identity, because that's what happens when you enter prison. When you enter prison, your haircut. Everybody had the same haircut. You put on the same plain clothes. You're given an ID and a badge number. You call by your last name, not the first name that had the creativity, the name that was just given to you, right? That no one created, that no one put any thought into. It was just given to you. So you call by your last name and a number, stripped of your first name, given the same outfit. You look the same, put in the same single file line, and you told to walk. You stripped of identity, right? But on the back wall, you came back alive, right? You chose your friends. You chose your circle. You went back here and you could create your world. And everybody wasn't privy to it because although it was a geographical location in the back of the dorm, it really wasn't a geographical location because the same CO that comes down the block and walks down the back wall doesn't see what I see when I get to the back wall, right? When he walks down the back wall, it's just an empty hall. But when I walk down the back wall, it's a place where I can meet friends, where I could barter, where I could trade, where I could meet the chiropractor, where I could find healing, right? Where I can go back here and learn some self-defense techniques with my uncle when he giving me mitts and teaching me how to protect myself because he knows I'm an 18-year-old in a dangerous place at this time, right? And teaching me discipline, telling me how to use it, telling me not to be a bully, and teaching me and raising me up, right? This was what was happening on this back wall. So the back wall is bigger than the penitentiary, right? I like to believe that there was a back wall on the plantations in the 1600s in the American colonies. I would like to believe there was a back wall in concentration camps. I like to believe there was a back wall in American ghettos, right? I like to believe there's the back wall is the place where humanity refuses to be placed in a box and decides and determines that this place is holy. This is a place where we are going to hold on to our identity and carve out our own space right here. So, again, I say welcome to the back wall. What y'all about to see here, right? What y'all gonna see here today is the product of men and women who are products of the back wall, who honed their skills, who gained everything on the back wall. These are people who have come from behind bars and the belly of the beast, and you're about to see who they really are, not the televised and programmed version of who they are. You're about to see who they really are and what they really have, and it's beautiful. And you're not only seeing people who have come from behind the bars, but people who have partnered with people behind bars, right? So they have become one with us and walked with us and taken on our challenges and struggles. And all this stuff is about to spill forward on this stage today. Y'all got a little bit from Black Sun, and it's only going to continue to get greater. So be here, be present. Be on the back wall. Let's welcome Letitia Lachey. She hot, y'all.
Y'all like the drip? Y'all know y'all do. It's okay. Take a look. It's ball, but it's ball. I look like a senator. Hi, how you doing? My name is Letitia Lachey. Just to touch on about the back wall, because obviously I am a lady, and I was locked up with Chrissy Ray back there, and our back wall was in the corner, and also by the shower, where we got our haircuts, and we had deals and got tattoos, and so the back wall looks the same in every place, because that was the only time we got to be women, we got to be people. We got to be women. We got to be people. We got to see each other, because just like he said, when we go to prison, we are stripped of our identity. And something that people don't forget, some people that forget, is that when we go to prison, it is a psychological thing. I've had so many people tell me, well, you're not in prison anymore. Be in prison then. I went 7 years in my childhood development. There are times where I'm driving and I think I'm on the yard. It doesn't leave us, and that's how the system is built, to break you. And it's up to us to rehabilitate ourselves. So thank you for providing this space. Thank you, HBC, and let's get into it. This poem is called Once. I want to be in love. No, not in love. I want to be in love. Deep in its pits, down in its depths, I want to be in love with you. Fingers tucked over knuckles, hands down, feet first. Tell me what it is. Tell me what it takes to be loved by you. Swimming in your lagoon like a love by you, the smell of your perfume as I squeeze by you, the sweet kisses that leave me tongue-tied to, the one you run right to. Yeah, that kind of love. There's that. It's okay. So I'm working on this piece. It's not done, but it's like I'm crowdsourcing. So it's not done. Can't do no wrongs, even if the wrongs are written in facts. Picture perfect predators, because all my Kodaks are black. I like the best rap lines. It's like the best rap lines involve black women being hurt or killed. Black guys make profit rise because a nigga wants to get a meal. The way they make sexual assault disappeal, even hell David want to cop a feel. Black women, quiet down, chill. How about a pill? Instead, how about a bullet? How about a fist or a bullet? But don't fucking report it. Said he ain't naming no names, but his smile's still crooked. Nigga catch cases when they throw shells. Hold me down just in case if we get popped at the shell. Spin the block with a case while she breaks down the shell. Ride or die love, only she got thrown in the cell. We no longer let our time and space be wasted. Massage noir screams trigger when we refuse to be treated like shell casings. No more making commas off comments. This mayor got a stallion that refuses to be a target of violence while twerking in silence. See, unprotected, disrespected, neglected. Call little black girls fast because the movement of black boys go undetected. Is what I'm saying being receptive? Oh, I'm a black woman, so you got lost in the message. Black woman gets shot, but y'all heard ignore me. Gas like chocolate girls to make a butt. Are you doing okay, Aubrey? Tina Turner pain makes that dough bake. It sounds good in the line when you say eat the cake, anime. This one is going to make you uncomfortable. This one's going to have a word that I'm going to repeat a lot, and that is the point. Oh, it's not, there's a child. Cool. Bet. If it makes you uncomfortable, you need to unpack that. Niggas would kill for the pussy, pop pills for the pussy, shave his head, show some bread, let's make a deal with the pussy. See, pussy is what makes the world turn, and pussy we trust. Pussy have you blindfolded, laid in the bed with handcuffs. Pussy sits in the corner and wonder if she's good enough. Pussy looks in the mirror using makeup to cover up the scars left from 3 nights ago. Pussy so innocent. Pussy so ignorant. Pussy naive. Pussy thinks pussy can be anything other than pussy. Pussy taught in elementary that when he hits you, he likes you. Pussy is legal. Pussy is stumbling. Pussy is tumbling. Pussy is kind of coherent, so pussy's still good for something. Pussy, cover your cups. Pussy, walk with keys in your hands. And little vaginas change your clothes whenever you see a man. See, little vaginas start its period and told it's a pussy now. Pussy's right to her autonomy doesn't belong to her. It belongs to the bloodhounds. Pussy gets married. Pussy have kids. Pussy loses identity and forget what pussy is. Man raise boys to chase... Men raise boys to chase pussy. We raise pussy to run, but not too fast. But if you get caught, well, that's pussy's fault. Pussy should know better. Pussy should fuck men, but not want to fuck men. Good pussy is submissive. Good pussy pays attention. Good pussy gets run through with trauma and stays silent and has dinner ready in the kitchen. Good pussy keeps her legs open and her mouth shut. Bad pussy says no. Bad pussy fights back. Bad pussy decides to not live her life like a victim. Bad pussy questions things. Bad pussy speaks up. Bad pussy throws hands with any man thinking that pussy would just give it up. Bad pussy healing. Bad pussy feeling. Bad pussy loves herself so much that now angry men make podcasts about how much pussy is winning. Good pussy, bad pussy, weak pussy. But there's something they forgot to mention. All this talk about pussy, and y'all forgot we're still women. What's the time look like? Am I good? Okay. A black and mild, son of a bitch. A black and mild hangs over the tip of my tongue. I am temporarily numb, hypnotized by the smoke. I hear the pitter-patter of freelance raindrops hit the top of my car. I close my eyes. I don't even remember driving. The cloud squeezes water onto me, washing off confinement, rinsing me of conviction. My cigarello burns like tinder, dry as the desert. Me and the world are clean. In the distance, I hear someone say, "Why is that girl sitting on on top of her car in the rain?" I smile to myself. I guess they've never been to prison. Now, I almost had this poem remembered, but one of my best friends, not going to say no names, Muhammad, didn't let me recite it to him because, so now I got to read my phone because he said, bring your phone. So it's your fault that I'm not creative, you motherfucker. Wait, can I have some water? I'm dying. Oh. It's called Dance. And this is my favorite piece, and I'm always going to do this piece no matter where I go, no matter how tiring it gets, because, well, you'll see. We said we love you as our judgment was disguised as admiration, joking at your expense because aren't black women the running punchline? You had moved so many bodies into love and with them without reciprocation. Whitney, you made one simple request, that you wanted to dance with somebody who loves you. I wish I could have danced with you, holding you in my arms, creating a safe space out of a dance floor, allowing you to be that young queer black woman in love. You were an angel-shaped and human being, but my little sister calls me preacher, minus the wife, so I was yours for the taking. Ever since the light shined on you, you always held your breath, never having comfort. You were always waiting to exhale while your vocals breathed life into every soul. Oh, Whitney, may I call you Whitney? May I hold your hand and ask you to dance? Take a knee as your bodyguard, because I promise that I will always love you. Shield you from criticism and cloak you in gentleness, because pain is just love when held properly. I'd pick you up and spin you, although I'm pretty sure your feet would never touch the floor. We would waltz into a smile, foxtrot into giggles, salsa, our hearts filled with joy. Oh, Whitney, you should not be dead. Bobby, Christina should not be dead. This is what happens when we raise little black girls to be consumed instead of love. We shamed you, blamed you, and all the while we were entertained by you and your downward spiral. You made people feel the impossible possible. Like the plain country bumpkin in a prince to go to marriage, impossible. That sorry, fuck, you drew it. I love that. Sorry. Like a plain country bumpkin and a prince to join marriage, it's possible that we only saw your worth until you were broken and were damaged. And 4 white mice will never be 4 white horses. They sucked you dry and tried to leave you voiceless. It was almost impossible. Say you wanna dance, don't you wanna dance? God damn it, say you wanna dance, don't you wanna dance, Whitney? I promise we will never let them speak on you in vain, to turn your name into a slur, to be praised and always loved in the highest honor that we only reserve for black men like Prince and Michael Jackson. You deserve more than just roses. You deserve a garden, a greenhouse, a rainforest. You are the reason why the cage bird sung. I promise to not let this happen to Lizzo, or Chloe Haley Bailey, or SZA, or Jasmine Sullivan, or Summer Walker, Azalea Banks, or Megan Thee Stallion. I promise we haven't given up on you, Nikki. I'm sorry, Little Kim, we weren't there for you. Whitney Houston, God damn it, I'm somebody that loves you. And when I meet you, I promise we will dance as much and as long as you want. The hard part isn't loving yourself, it's staying in love when the world tells you you shouldn't. We watch you battle after battle, fight after fight, until you cannot fight anymore. Your mind and body gets tired when you're the only soldier in a war raged against you. I stood in my living room, naked, listening to Whitney Houston. I stood in my living room naked, listening to Whitney Houston. I wanna dance with somebody. I spun around singing until I tripped over the table and smacked my left titty hard as fuck on the couch. I sat, laughing at myself, dancing with Whitney, dancing with somebody who will always love her. All right. Ooh. All right. He said one more, so I'm gonna do this one, and we're gonna get interactive. I'm gonna need y'all to speak to me, okay? You gonna speak back? Yeah. All right. Let's go. Black names: uncivilized, unrecognizable, savage, hard to spell, harder to pronounce. Black names will get you denied on a job, a loan, or rental application. Synonymous with thug, hood rat, thoughts. See, the thing about black names, like everything else, was born out of black trauma. Black names were created out of safety, out of code. Black names were created so when enslaved mothers' children were sold off into another plantation, they would use unique names, so whenever they came across a Shalimar, or an Aisha, or a Letitia, or a Daquan, they knew that it was their son or daughter. Imagine having your mother's tongue ripped from her mouth, only forcing to create something new out of fear, mixed with whatever left of culture wasn't taken from her to create something so beautiful. Black names were just another way of saying lost and found. They would even take their master's last name, so when the enslaved people were no longer enslaved, they could find their family because they were on the same plantation. Imagine walking around with a last name that had nothing to do with you, forced upon you. Black people do it every day. I now know why Cassius Muhammad Ali said, don't call me by my slave name. See, black names born out of trauma are not traumatized. See, black names sit upon our heads like crowns from the lost kings and queens stolen from us. Black names demand you to do your best. Black names say to use your brain. Black names forces you to speak a language you had the privilege of not ever learning. Black names forces you to call out your ignorance, your own internalized white supremacy, your own colorism, your own self-hatred. See, black names demand you to sit upright. Black names say speak when spoken to. Black names are traditions passed down from my ancestors, if that's what you want to call them, because I'm third generations free. That means me, my daddy, and his father. Black names say you will remember me. Black names say I am one of a kind. Black names say I am someone. Black names say my name correctly. See, my name is Letitia Lachey. I don't know who the fuck Ellis is. See, my name is so black when you say it, my ancestors let you know they paying attention. My name is so black that you smell collard greens, cornbread, and fried chicken and sweet potato pie. My name is so black that the sound of it starts to cha-cha slide at a cookout. See, my sisters' names are Latoya and LaShawn. We were the hood princesses in every movie. We were the hood princesses in every movie, Latoya, Letitia, and LaShawn. But see, my mother, Benita, knew what she was doing. See, my mother refused to make our names easy to swallow, made our names choke you if you were not careful. My mom looked at her brown-skinned little girl and knew she would grow up to be a beautiful black woman and named me accordingly. See, my name is a mouthful. My name looks you in the mouth and expects your tongue to do the goddamn work. My name is thick like my ass in these dress pants. My name transforms you into a herald, announcing each syllable in my name. If you do not know what that is, Google is free. I would not be explaining that shit. Letitia, my name gets stuck in the back of women's throats behind closed doors on OnlyFans. Not saying I have one, but if I do, that's my prerogative. My name looks good next to anything and anyone because everything looks good in black. See, if I do have a child, regardless if she is the color of Lupita or Doja Cat, their name will be so black it will drip melanin. Their name will be so black that when you speak it, you'll look over your shoulders to see if the ancestors are watching you. So black that when you'll start to sing old Southern Baptist hymns in the moment, it gives you permission and privilege to even acknowledge it. So black that your own hair might start to defy gravity. See, so black that if my baby dies at the hands of a white person, they will say her name on goddamn TV and they will struggle to pronounce it, but I will be there to correct them every single time they will say it. They will say my baby's name correctly, and if something happens to me, make sure they spell it. My name is Latisha Letitia Lachey. Say it. Say it. If anything happens to me, make sure they put respect and traditions on it. Black names will no longer be digestible for white people. No longer will we sacrifice our power and name ourselves kryptonite. No longer will we make it easy for white people to say our names in school activities. No, see, my child's name will be the CEO of a Fortune 500 country or a company or the name of Supreme Court Justice because her parents saw greatness and did not water her name down for the sake of it because whiteness is not the standard of class. My baby's name will have white people trembling at their feet as they swear her in. They will grimace whenever it's time to say her name because they know their whiteness and their dicks will never carry as much power as her name does. They will sit there and they will be scolded when she corrects them because trust me, my baby will correct them. My baby's name will not be made small to fit better in white spaces. My name is Letitia, not Letitia, not Tisha, not Tish. I will no longer shorten myself to make your teeth feel tall. No longer will we dilute our names down to make them pliable for white noise. You will say my name, you will say it, and you will put respect on it because black names are beautiful. Black names are colorful. Black names are strong. Black names are soft. Black names are peaceful. Black names are elegant. Black names are powerful. Black names increase volumes. Black names are entrepreneurs and moguls and leaders and Supreme Court justice. Black names are homes to relatives we'll never see walk through the door. Black names are a way to show that we will show. Black names are a way to show that we will always persevere, that we will always find our way home, that we will always continue to fight. My name is Letitia Lachey. Say it. Now sit up straight.
I told y'all, give it up, man. That's Letitia. I told y'all she smoked. She smoked. Flame, right? I was gonna say some good stuff about her, but I couldn't have told y'all that. What could I have said? How was I gonna say? She was good? What was I gonna say? She was good? Smoke, right? Flame. I got a black name. My name is DeAndre Gaston, right? DeAndre, right? My nickname is Coach Pooh, and I'm a coach. I am the founder of Go Time Grind. Right? I was released from prison last year in August, about 14 months ago, maybe. And a year from my release date, I was able to open the Grindhouse Fitness Center, right? And that was like a great accomplishment, and I'm very happy about it, and my family is happy about it. And the Grindhouse Fitness Center is not just a fitness center. It's built right in the center of a disadvantaged community in Toledo, Ohio, and we just serving the community, right? We just want to ignite a culture of health and fitness in the city. We doing youth programming. I feel I'm happy to be away from Toledo right now because I love kids, but the kids are bad and fast. No, they good. They good kids, but they so fast, right? They just fast. When I blink my eyes, if I look back, they on top of this and up here, and I'm thinking about waivers and lawsuits and kids cracking their heads, right? So it feels so safe to be here with people that sit down when you tell them to sit down. But so we serving the community, and to look at it, it seems like I did a great thing. And maybe it is something good, and I can't believe it sometimes, but I can believe it when I see all of the support that came along the way to get me to that point. And one of the major proponents that got me there was HBC, Healing Broken Circles, right? When I was in prison, I understood that I had to grow and change and develop, right? And I went from, just being caught up in survival mode and doing things that were detrimental to me and my community, and to trying to change. And when I went to try to change, I something in me wanted to be a revolutionary, right? I wanted to fight. I wanted to fight a struggle. I like what Malcolm X had did. I like what Martin Luther King had did, but I didn't have a struggle. I was in jail for a robbery and an assault, and I was there for my own doing. This is what I felt. I'm like, I just did it. I don't got a real struggle. I don't got nothing to cry about. Ain't nothing to fight about. I couldn't really see racism because it wasn't the 1960s. People weren't drinking from different water fountains. So like I really didn't have a real struggle. You know what I mean? And I went into a classroom and I heard this lady talk, and she started talking about mass incarceration. And she started talking about social disadvantage and social injustice. And my eyes opened up, and it was like somebody had just pulled the wool away. And I could see all of these different structures that was in place that helped push me to prison, that helped push my sister to the margins of society, that helped push my mother to her lifelong illness. And the struggle just came alive for me. Like the revolutionary came alive in me, and I started to read more, and I started to grow, and I started to feel like I had a passion and a purpose, right? And I wanted to develop ways to help my community. And so I learned to speak, and I kept going to these classes, and the people who was putting on these classes was Healing Broken Circles. They were inside the prison, and when you go into this one room that they had out of all the prison, it was computers, it was books, it was teachers, it was people from colleges, it was people that cared, it was people that was speaking of lofty things, but coming down to the lowest level and walking you with them and treating you like a human being and taking your mind to new places. And it was just alive in there, rumbling and moving and shaking and just happening right there in the middle of the joint. And it wasn't nowhere else that was like that in the whole penitentiary. Everywhere else was, you did your crime, you did your time, you're going to sit here, you're going to be quiet, you're a bad person. And, you're going to go home, you're going to leave your community, you're going to get a job, you're going to be quiet, you're going to work forever, and never make a noise because you're a bad person. And anything that you get in life, you deserve it, right? That's everywhere else. But when you was going to HBC, you were seeing that you had purpose and passion. There was people to help, and you could help yourself, and you could learn, and you can grow. And there was places that weren't barring you from reaching, right? And that's where I grew at. That's where my vision grew at. And I needed help to get started, and I needed a way into the game. And I was fit, and I liked to work out, but I didn't have the knowledge or the credentials to do it. And a lady came along the way, and y'all might be familiar with her. I call her the doc, Dr. Roman, right? She came along the way and helped me and supported me in achieving the certification to be a trainer, right? It was expensive, and she just found a way to get me through there and work. And she got into the prison through HBC. They invited people like her into there, right? And they walked me in there. And so now I not only knew things about how to help my community, I seen problems, and now I had a route to get there, and now HBC was also a stage for me to do it, right? So they was putting on programs, and I was able to get up here and speak and talk and hone my oration skills, and I was able to grow. And then I left prison. And although I had all these things that they had given me, I didn't have a lot, so to speak. But the first person to invite me on the stage and hand me a microphone and say, hey, I'm going to pay you to do it because I value you was HBC, right? And they put me up there. And not only did they do it for me, they do it for women and men like Letitia and like Black Sun all the time. This is just what happens here. When COVID happened, HBC was pushed out of the prison, right? Because it was already it already so much pressure against it. They hated a lot of people didn't like HBC. A lot of people that was anti inmate, anti progressive programming, anti anything good on behalf of a prisoner or their families, or any real social justice work, just didn't like HBC because it was there and it was doing good work, and it was untouchable because everything was documented, right? Everything was proven, and everything was good and on the table, and it couldn't be moved. And when COVID happened and funding was pulled back, it was just able to be moved out. And so we just, we had some struggles, and we gonna make it. I believe, I'm convinced that we gonna make it, that we gonna do what we always did, because the work is so good, and I'm just a product of it, right? And my friends are, and the people I love and people who share my struggle, they just a product of the work of HBC. But it's a struggle. It's a struggle being outside of the prison, trying to find our way, trying to get anchored and planted and just redirect our work and get where we need to be. It's a struggle. And so if you guys want to help, feel free to help, right? Feel free to help. We got T-shirts out there. Get them. There's other ways to make donations, whatever. Check us out because it's good work. I'm a living proof of it. Let's go forward. The next, our next man, this my guy right here. Y'all gonna love him, man. Y'all gonna love him. Now they call him a poet. I call him a prophet. All right? He's speaking to the people. Y'all can catch him on Sundays. Preaching to the people on his IG. Look up Trip Fontaine on IG. Catch him. He'll be rolling one and giving up the good gospel, right? But it's great. He awesome, man. He get up here and he about to walk, y'all. Let's welcome, man, the Trip, man. Trip Fontaine, y'all.
I have petty friends who travel just to be petty. I appreciate you, bro. Leroy Bean, y'all. This is my brother and my friend. Y'all decent? A couple of y'all looked me in my face and didn't say a damn thing. Y'all decent? Yeah. All right, cool. Tell you what, before I get started, we gonna check the energy, make sure we all on one accord. If that's cool, say that's cool. That's cool. Bet. First and foremost, I would like to reiterate instruction from Coach Pooh, and that's to be present, right? Whatever energy you got, whatever day you had, that's cool. That's fine by me. I just ask that you be your whole self, right? Be here physically, be here mentally, be here emotionally, be here spiritually, whatever that means to you. How that work? Number two, I just want to make sure we all understand that this is going to be two-way communication. I'm going to be up here doing poems. Y'all going to give me energy back. And that way, if I suck, it's y'all's fault. That's cool.
Period. Yeah, it's cool.
See, because this whole performing thing on stage is sort of like performing in a bedroom, if you will. It's like, you know, I could do whatever I want, but if it's like you're not making no noise, shit is just kind of awkward, and I feel like I'm not supposed to be here. So, if you could just give me some cues, so I'll make sure I'm welcome. It'd be appreciated. All right, and then lastly, before I get started, do a couple things. Did I leave my phone back there? I left my phone back there. I just want to keep my time. Let me grab that real quick, just so I'll make sure, because I'll be getting long-winded sometimes, and I want to make sure I'm respectful of the space as other artists coming after me. Y'all snap y'all fingers for me real quick. Snap y'all fingers on some stereotypical poetry shit. Clap your hands. And then, you know, I'll be doing my poetry thing. Plus, I got my poems up here, so I can really do it this time. If I say something that you feeling and you really rocking with me, yeah, rewind. I'll run it back for you. Let me hear y'all say rewind. Rewind. Y'all got rhythm and shit. I got that on the first time. That's what's up. This is a reliable room. So I'm gonna do some poems. I'm gonna talk about some things. And then I'm gonna get out y'all way. Before that, the last thing. I want to say congratulations to HBC. As was stated, this organization existed inside prison. And so this idea that y'all are sitting inside of, and believe me, y'all are sitting inside an idea that a group of people really work to make a real thing. Like this was not easy. And you know, conversations continued about how to sustain this thing. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the early conversations that we had, was about sustainability. So what y'all are doing is not just supporting whoever y'all knew here or just sliding through because of the fly. Y'all supporting somebody's idea, somebody's real ass idea. And y'all are giving them the opportunity to carry on that idea and affect and impact more lives, you feel me? So when they say thank you, when I say thank you, because I was in them meetings with them, in real life, thank you. Like you're supporting something much greater than just a show. When folk talk about supporting freedom, like you really doing that in real time. So much appreciated. With all that being said, some poems and shit. Nigga be nervous. Let me breathe real quick. If you don't love me, that's fine. But just let me be. And if you don't trust me, hanging around then just let me leave. 'Cause I've tried to be every type of man you wanted me to be. Yes, I've tried. Oh, I've tried to save my soul. And you stole everything from me. Trick question. What's compliance if your presence is a crime? Trick question. What's compliance if your presence is a crime? What are rights if you are of no relation to Bill or Miranda? What's personhood if a hyphen can dehumanize? What's equality if every ruler belongs to the oppressor? What's progress if it's not disruptive? What's pressure when margins are designed to suffocate? What's resilience if our people are still dying from it? What's equity if no one ever relinquishes power? What's equity if no one ever relinquishes power? And what's power if it's not the people in peace? We know faith through Granny's prayers and funerals. God's work feel a little more mysterious every time. We don't know statistics or the word, but we do know they both were with God in peace. I remember Faith on Fire and how hot it is. And it is present and current. How it slow roasts its way into every space, evolving its dance to every room. I remember it. Praise dancing inside oil lanterns, shouting tabernacle from the top of tiki torches as we ran. Every step we ran was an attempt to define freedom. The fire marched behind us. It made us pray. Made us pray harder for faith in the dark. I remember they lit Faith on Fire too. Took they march in tiki torches. Fire still proud enough to stand with twice defeated men, once by army, once again by time. Oh yeah, fiery faith, all they got. They bowed only to the cross. I remember they lit Faith on Fire too. In our front yards, they took their tiki torches, bowed to God, touched the hem of its garment, spread wings of hellfire, and they embraced us in fellowship. It was fellowship when the fires danced with our bodies, bodies held high, strung high. We lit the night sky brighter than the stars we ran away on. I remember they lit Faith on Fire because we never lost it. In whatever form we prayed, I know that they hated that we still prayed, so they bottled fire. Through Reconstruction into our pulpits, left it under steps in Birmingham. I remember when they fired on faith. Faith in immunity. Faith in spilled blood. That there's always an afterlife after sacrifice because of sacrifice, because of fire. I remember the fire from their cameras. Escaping in fleeting moments, capturing our attempts at freedom. It was always captured, illustrated with fire. And it's burned into us now. And I remember when they lit Faith on Fire in peace. So I'm gonna do some more poems and shit. But I'm gonna do some talking real quick. So I've been working with this idea for a few years. Of using the church to shine light on a culture that we drown out. A culture that we devalue, right? Everything we taught is to look down on poor, to look down on ghetto, to look down on trash, when reality is the hood is the tastemaker for the world. Ghetto America decides what is and what ain't. They rap in Korea, bruh. They got locks everywhere. They do trap music everywhere and disregard where it comes from. So in these metaphors, as much as I don't glorify what it is that I come from, I bring dignity to the telling of the story. Because these people are holy as they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, we try to, especially from this like fake moral high ground a lot of people try to take. It's almost like we're taught that as Americans to take this fake moral high ground, and we look down on these people as if they have to perform for worthiness. And as a person who has always been well spoken, I've always been treated different because I had the ability to be understood a little more than the people around me. And it's because of that I feel responsible to tell this story. And I feel responsible to show up in spaces like these and call out the godliness in this people while they're still in a place that most people would deem wretched, because the God that I serve walked with those people as they were. It wasn't a performative thing. It wasn't a conditional thing. And so the love that I know, the peace that I know, the family, the brotherhood that I know isn't conditional. It isn't based on performance, you feel me? So all that to say, nigga coming out with a book and shit. It'll be available in December. But all that to say, coming out with a book and shit. It'll be available in December. And it's a collection of poems, digital art. It'll be video. Like the book, I have like QR codes to lead the video and audio of different performances and things like that. It's a mixed media project. It'll be an essay or two involved as well. But again, my intent with this work is not just to change. It's actually not to change culture at all. I'm actually tired of that fight. It's to define new culture, culture that we don't have to perform our way into anymore, because that's what we've been trying to do for a long time. Black folk in the room, if you hear, we can't outperform racism, okay? We got a few generations of folk here in the room, and I'm pretty sure each one can tell you, no matter how well they performed, you still got to wear that shit, which means that whatever ruler we've been using ain't working. So what I'm about is building our own ruler. And that starts with accepting where we at right now as a whole, not just the niggas with degrees, not just the motherfuckers that ain't got no records, not just the ones that don't smoke weed or don't sag they pants and shit like that. Like, nah, bro, whatever happened to us, and whatever the fuck we got right now, the whole of it is what we got right now. We got to take the whole of it and use it to build a better today, my nigga, not tomorrow. Cause and I'm gonna do more poems. We'll talk shit. We'll talk some more shit later. That's why I got my phone, cause I told y'all I'll be getting long-winded. All right. Cause I really work with kids. So I'm not just a nigga that do poems and say nice things on stage. I see how multiple generations have been affected by this thing that we continue to let happen. And how we be turning our cheeks and shit and talking about them kids ain't got no business acting like that when we ain't got no business allowing our people to fall to that type of behavior. So I get passionate about this shit beyond the poems. Cause I got context, like a nigga working student wellness. So I be seeing the stats and the data and shit like that. And it get a little more real when you looking at the math, and it's more than an opinion. Anyway, where I come from, my grandmama made a competition out of Sunday service. She feel like if she pulled up early to every stewardess meeting, and if she could ask the right question at every Bible study. And if she could audition well enough to get every First Sunday solo, that she could sing an alto encoded message to the Most High's main line, asking that her grandson not be the next passenger on that low swinging chariot, nigga, I'm from the ghetto. With a shine of pinky rings and gold teeth, provide rays of hope for disenfranchised youth. The dope man is my local hero, even when he make villains out of parents, and he make evil heirs from homes, and he come on over here and tie my arm up, baby. Now go on in the other room while mama take her medicine. Future siblings will be birthed from a lack of funds and a means to still get high, so whether you using it or you pitching it, the habit always become just as close as your kin is. These buildings used to be abandoned, but they still got tenants. As long as they got functioning kitchens, fiends will claw at their itches with the fine points of stolen needles. Refrigerators remain barren of sustenance, but laced with substance abuse. So your fix gonna be fixed so tightly the habit will never be broken. Again, if you can't take the heat, then stand your punk ass outside and watch for the cops. Nigga, this is the ghetto, where survival of the fittest ain't never been so literal, and selection ain't never been so unnatural. Darwin probably flipping his grave right now. The sight of these Olympians draped in urban clothing, nigga, everybody gotta be fast here. So as children, we train on playground battlefields to the cadence of ready, set, run like your life depended on it, cause one day, nigga, your life may be dependent on it. Everybody gotta be fast here, faster than the speed of, slow down. There that motherfucker go right there. Faster than the time it takes to push back a minivan door, faster than 600 no-name rounds a minute, ricocheting off project building, ricocheting off parked car, ricocheting into little boy's bedroom window. He was not fast enough. Everybody just hopes to be fast here, but death and prison are still tied for the most gold medals. This is the ghetto, where gentrification gonna keep us at least 3 blocks outside the American dream. This is the ghetto, where gentrification gonna keep us at least 3 blocks outside the American dream. And welfare and EBT couldn't afford us them luxuries if they sold them in stock. Instead, we gonna sprint on concrete treadmills, chasing after nigga American nightmares, even if we was actually getting somewhere. Yellow tape the only promising finish line for running the streets, and it's a lot of yellow tape here. Never any first 48s here, we stick to a G code. We don't snitch, it's just cold case here. And a cold shoulder from passers-by, nigga, all we know is judgment. Judgment when he called us animals too. Cause either you gonna be a lion there, or you might end up the next motherfucker lying there. This is the ghetto, where the media shows the casualties of America's most uncivil war through night vision lenses and Molotov camera flashes. We been in an epidemic. But to them, we just another episode. Outsiders tune in nightly to watch us sling rocks through our glass house hallways because misery love company. And news companies love misery. The struggle is addictive. The difference, you get to change the channel when shit get a little too real. Them stories never hit us close to home because it's always our homes hit. In the ghetto. In peace. Of course, little black boys can't know Jesus. In themselves, or of themselves, tardy to knowing the truth of their own reflection, then forced to know the measure of Messiah in the mirror every day after that. Imagine if a black boy knew they changed his name. Imagine if black boys knew that they broke in flesh, mended promises broken by lands called mother. Imagine if black boy knew bread past acquisition, but knew bread in application. Imagine if black boy knew they changed his name. No, black boys can't know. He was already sacrificed enough That it's no longer a requirement to bear crosses that don't belong to him. Ain't nothing holy about it or hollow about it. Black boy burden solid, no matter how hollow they make his name. Imagine if Black boy knew they changed his name, that they took his name, that they took his language and mocked him in a foreign tongue, that they translated him, that they transatlantic him. Black boys know the journey to Calvary well. What it means to be locked in a wooden tomb and transported, and in 3 months to emerge and become something unrecognizable. Imagine if Black boy knew that they took his name. I'm beginning to feel that my people truly believe that black men don't feel anything. I'm beginning to feel as if my people are truly beginning to believe that black men don't feel anything, which explains the silencing of feelings, which explains the silence when feeling too much, nothing to hear, but the crackling of fire, gaslit, burning inside but still cool to the touch, cool as decomposition. Black man alive and target. Black man dead and target. Exalted and accused in the same breath, buried in expectation, exhumed before the repast, dug up from any peace there was to rest in. Our transgressions equated to high treason. But the crimes against us are equitable. We face such a grand jury. We wear their sentences for life, labeled for life. How on brand of us. And man's blackness is a brand, a reminder of everybody else he belonged to. So what do you call him if he can't feel his name? His assignment, maybe? Worker? Protector? Provider? Soldier? Terror? War story, casualty, nigga. What's the proper response? How does one process what he can't possess? Feelings, a name, identity. What does one answer to when he's called out more than called on? How are we supposed to feel? Are we supposed to feel anything? In peace. I got like 2 more joints and I'm gonna slide out y'all way. Last spiel, and then I'm gonna run through it, and this will be quick, for real. We are rapidly approaching a time where the traditional metrics of performance are no longer a guarantee for success in this country, right? I think we've been there probably about the last 15 years or so. And what I mean, this is a very non-political thing that I'm talking about. I'm talking about your 40 hours not being worth what they're used to. That's a universal issue, depending on what your money look like, right? So what's happening here is that a lot of things are keeping us from being community, right? We put a lot of things between what needs to be done between people to make sure that we are okay today and tomorrow. Many of us, we are able to live the appearance of comfort. We're able to live the appearance of success, but statistics, again, because niggas be having access to those, say that the majority of Americans can't afford a $500 accident, right? Either that or you're going to go into debt to afford that $500 accident. And that's what we have in America, right? That's what our middle class does, is operates off debt. A lot of folks have the ability to handle a lot of debt at one time, and most folks don't really know how to leverage that. My nigga, your car, your house, that's not... Anyway, I'm not gonna go that far into it. My point is, don't come to spaces like this, be moved, and then go be who you were before you came here. Don't come to spaces like this, be moved, and then go do the same shit you was doing before you came here. I ain't saying you gotta go be Superman or no shit like that. Go help somebody. Go heal. You healing to make space for somebody else. You know what I mean? Like you healing and getting your shit together, getting your bags together all out your area, help another motherfucker do the same thing. So I'm not telling you got to go change the world. Shit, if you felt moved, then be changed, goddammit. And that'll allow the other people around you to be changed as well. Matter of fact, that is what I'm saying, is be changed. Don't just come to this motherfucker clap and all that, you know what I'm saying? Like, actually go be changed for real. Because that's what this organization is, you feel me? This organization has changed me, bro. And I wasn't even a primary victim of the penal system, you feel me? It's just something that run in my family. But working with these people, hearing the testimony, seeing the authenticity, and watching them walk in the shit that they say they stand on, you feel me? That changes you. It allows you to be changed. So you feel me? If you standing in that, if you support that, then go be changed. Anyway, these last two pieces and shit. Oh yeah, if y'all fuck with me, I don't ever shout out my social media and shit. I low-key be forgetting how to be a professional sometimes. My weed was a little stronger than I anticipated. My fault, y'all. I caught from a different guy, and it was just, we in Yellow Springs. I know y'all can relate. I thought that I got like the second to top tier, and that's not what happened. Y'all can follow me on some shit. It's Trip Fontaine, TripFontane. But just a heads up, I be wildin', bro. You know what I'm saying? As much as I be on my, dropping game and stuff like that, I'll be wildin' because I just left the hood like a couple years ago, nigga. I just read, that's all. The police don't really bother you like that when you speak well. So, poems. If y'all know the words to this song that I'm finna do in front of the poem, sing that shit with me, because I don't want to sound crazy up here. Like, I got cottonmouth now that I've been talking the whole time, so I don't know if shit gonna come out the way that I want it to. So help. Remember, if I'm bad, it was y'all. Find your note. Shout out to the altos. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I still wish I was a kid again. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I still wish I was a... Now everybody say, I remember way back when. Everybody say, I remember way back when. Everybody say, I remember way back when. Back in the day, back in the day. According to Mr. Anderson, my 7th grade health teacher, he said puberty take place between 10 and 15 years of age, and it lasts 2 to 5 years, but it's just different for some people. Now, never in my life had I heard something so stupid, so with all the power my black hand could muster, I sliced through the air. I ain't even wait on him to call on me. I just yelled, Mr. Anderson, if that's true, then how black boys become men so fast? And why our mamas got a shot for playpens and plots at the same time? And how adolescence always a blur, a lightning bug, a flash, school photos, flash, mugshot, flash, gun barrel, flash. How innocents deserve black boys before a crime ever committed? And I know this ain't math class, Mr. Anderson, but how black plus boy always equal guilty? Should we feel guilty for growing up? I know this ain't math class, but how does black plus boy always equal guilty? Should we feel guilty for growing up, Mr. Anderson? If that's the case, when did growth skip so many steps anyway? Or is puberty like a warning or something? Are pimples practice for hanging our heads in shame and being seen as little as possible? Because every time something pops off, they come looking for us, and our crack voice is a reminder to speak with impassiveness, as much silence as possible, because no matter the intended tone, it'll always be seen as thunder, as monster, as collision course. The deeper your voice, the more man you are, and the more man, the more malignant, and God forbid we grow, right? Dick's big enough to fuck the world back, ain't that still a buck, Mr. Anderson? And ain't black bodies still trophies? God forbid we grow fast enough to run and limp off your plantations and still march onto your battlefields and still crash into your stereotypes stripes. Mr. Anderson, why black boys' fate always so cruel? And how come we ain't allowed to write our own stories yet? Unless they in cursive, curving ropes, coerced into nooses, cinching black and boy together. Demean ain't enough, Mr. Anderson. How come we gotta be demons too? Oh. Is that why we pray, Mr. Anderson? Prayed on and prayed for prayers that skin ripen black enough to be shining armor, because you know boys ain't never been bulletproof, Mr. Anderson. But we still proof enough, ain't we? That malice and fear from misfire may break bones, but puberty gonna change us forever, ain't it? He said, puberty typically takes place between 10 and 15 years of age, and it's last 2 to 5 years, but it's just different for some people. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I still wish I was a kid again. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. Some days I still wish I was a kid. Now everybody say, I remember way back when. Everybody say, I remember way back when. Everybody say, I remember way back when. Back in the day. So for this last piece, man, here to tell you as a man, and I'm here to tell you doubly as a black man, that there comes a time in every boy's life where he's stripped of his boyhood and expected to be something more without the support to become that. I'm telling you as a man, and I'm telling you dually as a black man, that there comes a time in every boy's life where he is stripped of his boyhood and expected to be something more without the support to become it. As black people, we are still, presently, today, right now, denied the whole of our humanity. In order to be human, we overcompensate, which is why we are often described as hypersexualized, hyper-masculine. That is the attempt to overperform to become what we are expected to become. And so the expectation then for us to be men as boys is compounded. Around the age of 10 to 13, we are no longer cute little boys. We become troublemakers. We become the ones you have to watch out for. We become the ones that you cross the street when you see us walking up the street. Our voices are getting deeper, so it's no longer cute when we ask for things and ask for support. I'm telling you, we going through this shit still. So when I talk about us building a new standard, I'm talking about one where we don't see each other as enemies and somebody else's fucking problem. Niggas, we are our problem. We are our solution. There is no evidence that says anything otherwise. Last poem. Just because I want to make it clear, I'm here to entertain because I'm a professional, but I want to make it clear who I write for with this poem of thanks. As I take my leave, I write for late bills, unanswered calls and eviction notices. For still getting by, I write for barely and making it enough. I write for government cheese and free lunch eaters. For hand-me-down and clearance rack fashionistas, I write for 2 for $1 food stamps. And borrowed power from the neighbor's crib, I write because the village broke. I write because we ain't the ones that broke it. I write because we still village enough. I write for niggas who only ride out was a full one or they last one. For niggas that had to duck shots between defending them. For families hinging on their son's success because manual labor barely swinging the family by. I write for high hopes and heavy heads. For niggas that share dirty bathwater and pissy beds. I write for dish detergent bubbles and faces full of Vaseline. I write for parents that had to bury children. I write for parents that had to squeeze memories from their children's friends, hoping they were sweeter than reality. I write for parents whose babies will be babies forever. I write for the stains that never wash away. I write for mine-infested neighborhoods, for battle theaters with no home field advantage. I write for child soldiers who never knew they were children or soldiers. I write for flag bearers and bear arms with Purple Heart patches sewn into their skin. I write for hearts that stopped feeling a long fucking time ago. Because sometimes numb was safer than the truth. I write for niggas that outlived they big homie by the time they turned 25. I write for the niggas that lived so hard before 18 that even reaching 25 made you a Hall of Famer. I write for the niggas that never lived to see their prime. I write for the ones whose story gotta be... My fault, let me rewind my goddamn self. I write for the niggas that never lived to see their prime. I write for who they could have been and should have been. I write for the few whose bliss still outweigh the bias. I write for the innocent and the innocent until proven. I write for the playgrounds and the dark alleys and the ones that know it ain't much difference in what happened in either one of them. I write for the ones that knew too much too early. I write for the ones that never came home when they got out. I write for the family that crumbled under the blow of a judge's gavel. I write for sentences that always seem to be run-ons and never seem to be time served. I write for the hood, nigga. I write for sentences that always seem to be run-ons and never seem to be time served. I write for the hood, nigga. As I make my way the fuck up out of here, man, I want to send another thank you to the weed man. Because I didn't think I would be high this long. I want to send a thank you to Kendra Hovey because she trusted me with something that was special to a group of people. And to see this special thing become a thing, when I tell y'all, y'all really are sitting inside multiple 6 and 7 hour meetings. Y'all sitting inside of group messages. Y'all sitting inside of email correspondence. Y'all sitting inside of we don't know if the funding is going to stretch that long. Y'all really sitting inside of somebody's miracle, man. So thank y'all. Thank you to Black. Thank you to Pooh. Thank you to Tron. Thank you to Yellow Springs. Thank you to Antioch, man. This is so much bigger than myself. And I'm really just so in awe to be here, inside of this thing. So thank y'all. Enjoy the rest of the show. I'm about to drink some more water because the cottonmouth is kicking my ass. But thank y'all. Let me roll my poem back up. That's what's up. Y'all got good knees and shit. Y'all done stood up 2 artists in a row. Welcome your host back to the stage, Coach Pooh.
Told y'all. Hey, it's real on that back wall, man. Y'all live in the back wall? It's real back there. I'm telling you, that's the place where it all happened at. Let's handle some business. First of all, we want to say thank you to the, while Trip saying thank you, let's go ahead and get a couple more out. We want to say thank you to Ohio Arts Council, because they made this possible, and Greater Columbus Arts Council, where we got funding and support from here. And to thank you guys, we wanted to do the raffle. Right, so the raffle ticket that y'all got, y'all want to look at them, because I'm about to run off a number, and y'all going to get one of the HBC shirts, and y'all got the gear. So we going 1465991. Oh my God! Appreciate you, bro. Y'all know we on IG. Follow that Trip Fontaine on IG. He on there giving it up. Check on IG. If you got your phone out now, you could go there right now and follow it. TRIPPFONTANE. Trip Fontaine. Y'all can go there. Also, while y'all there, let's go to Healing Broken Circles. Just like it sounds, Healing Broken Circles. Let's follow that's our main site. And then we got something special set up just for the back wall. Because y'all see what's happening, this fire, and we got to get out of here. We got to get out here. We got to get the people this. So follow the back wall. We're going to be all over Ohio just pushing it constantly. So keep track of us. And it's _back_wall on IG. It's all on IG. Follow us and keep it going. So we ain't letting up. We keep going. We bringing up another artist who been through the war, been through the fire, and it's coming out pure gold with a message and a gift to give us. Okay, this is another one. Watch this. Let's bring up Tronny Threat.
Hey, shout out to Bill Farrar in the audience right now, because we got this inside joke that I stay really prepared for everything I do. And that's Tronny Threat. But there's another version of me that doesn't care that much. And we call him Sloppy Threat. I've been sitting back there for a while. And y'all might get Sloppy Threat tonight instead of Tronny, and I apologize for that for any of y'all that don't know Tronny Threat. It's like, nah, we gonna bring it. I got energy. All my limbs are active and able to work. So yeah, back wall, we here. We in Yellow Springs, we putting it down. We got some great things happening. And what we've been talking about, what I've been hearing is this identity thing. And this first piece I'm going to do, which is not a poem. This first piece I'm going to do has many layers to it of why. And what I'm thinking of now came after I wrote the song or created the song. I did 11 and a half years in prison. I got sentenced 14 years. And I remember going through reception. It's a place called CRC, and I'm so far removed from it now, I don't even remember what CRC stand for. Anybody know? Okay, self-explanatory. I just pretty much said it. You know what I mean? Sloppy Threat. So when you first come through there, you going through intake. Like Pooh was talking about, they line you up. And before you go through the intake, where you get lined up is this room where if you have any piece of you that you had before you came through there, you get stripped of it. So it's like if you were in the county jail and you came into the county jail and you had some boxers on that was kind of unique, some boxer briefs, you had to give those up too. And they gonna pass you some white boxers, right? So people getting naked in this room, they getting stripped literally, and they getting stripped of their identity, but I didn't know how far I was gonna go. So when I walked out, I walked up to the desk, and the correctional officer, he said, "What's your name?" He said it really joyfully and peacefully like a human being. And I said, "My name is Guy Banks." And he looked up with a whole nother face, and he wasn't a human no more. He was like this demon. And he said, "You don't have a fucking name. You are 6'4", 166. That's your fucking name." And I was like, And I had to make a decision right there, whether I believe that or not. And I chose the latter. And I made him and that whole entire system my op. And if y'all know what an op is, it's like slang for opposition or short for opposition. Explain ABE. Go ahead. Okay, so let's go Black English then. All right. So it's Black English, and it's short for opposition. So what I learned about opposition is opposition can be healthy, right? And it was healthy for me because what he said to me gave me the drive to make it through my entire prison term with a chip on my shoulder. And my ops was never the residents and the prisoners that was with me. It was always the system and the staff. And pretty much that's the premise of this first song, Healthy Opposition. And it comes from something that might be familiar to y'all. Y'all know who the late ODB, Old Dirty Bastard is? All right, y'all saying y'all know who he is. So if I say, shimmy, shimmy, y'all, what's next after that? Shimmy, shimmy, y'all. I don't know him, but y'all gonna know him before the end of this. So he had a song called Shimmy, Shimmy, y'all, and he used to be like, ooh, baby, I like it. Yeah, baby, I like it. So I felt like bringing that back and using the op. So I was liking the energy that was going on in here. So I want y'all to get live with me. If y'all want to, y'all been sitting down for a minute. If y'all want to stand up and get a little bit loose, y'all can. But if not, when I say, ooh, baby, I like it, I want y'all to say, ooh, baby. So I'm going to say, ooh, baby, I like it. Ooh, baby. Then I'm going to say, yeah, baby, I like it. And you say, ooh, baby. Nah, you say, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. So, ooh, baby, I like it. Ooh, baby. Yeah, baby, I like it. Yeah, baby. Ooh, baby, I like it. Ooh, baby. Yeah, baby, I like it. Yeah, baby. Let's do that. I like it first. Let's turn up. Turn me up. Hey, ooh, baby, I like it. Yeah, baby, I like it. Ooh, baby, I like it. Yeah, baby, I like it. Yeah, hey, ooh, baby, yeah, baby, I like it. Ooh, baby, I like it. Yeah, baby, I like it. Hey, I like having ops. 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 Hey, I like enemies. I got enemies. Yo, reason how you reason. I ain't mad at you, bro. Ain't no getting even. That's this order she wrote. Leave it how you leave it. I ain't claiming no hoe. Even though I'm a heathen, I be praying like popes. Hey, I see enemies everywhere that I go. They don't even know we beefing till the shit get exposed. Any opposition help me stay on my toes. Feeling like I need them, so I pray for my foes. I be feeling sad, it only ask for a minute. Tell them more to kiss my ass and wipe it off when they finish. They can stand the rain like Missy and Gremlins. You can see my pain when you look at my image. Woke up this morning and the day look grimacing, but I get straight to business every day. I'm a businessman. Gotta pay myself, I'm a business. On my day off, and you notice, ooh, baby, I like it. Yeah, baby, I like it. Ooh, baby, I like it. Yeah, baby, I like it. Yeah, I like having ops. 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 I got enemies. I like enemies. Yo, shimmy, shimmy, yo, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah. Nam your whole ring and kill all my enemies. Have a good trip when you fall. Bon voyage, your position's guaranteed on Satan on. Hey, keep my options open, casket boxes open. On you if we close them, choose to be the chosen. Long time ago you ghost me, I ain't even noticed. David Ruffin, ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. I be feeling sad, it only lasts for a minute. Tell them more to kiss my ass, be glad I'm letting you kiss it. If I ever met a genie and it gave me a wish list, I wish a nigga would, and that's all 3 wishes. I need more than 6 feet, that ain't optimal distance. Operating on my ops, shooter in the physician. Every joker need a Batman, that's good opposition. White supremacists in the black man, I'll step. Ooh, baby, I like it. Yeah, baby, I like it. Ooh, baby, I like it. Yeah, baby, I like it. Yeah. I like having ops. 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 I got enemies. I like enemies. Let's turn up. All right. I guess Tronny Thread here. Yeah. So we've been grinding. We've been grinding real heavy. We put this event together in a short period of time, and we got a lot of things happening at once. Shout out to my mama. I'm gonna put some personal business out there real quick. I've been home going on 8 months. Came straight from prison and moved right here to Yellow Springs. Shout out to my godmama. I did a lot of prepping while I was in prison, a lot of visualizing, a lot of studying, and I was so hungry and ready to eat. And I put that time in, and I knew when I came home, like, man, I'm hitting the ground running. I'm gonna be on a mission. And I started seeing the fruit of my labor pretty fast in these last 7 months. And my history as a hustler and where I came from, my mama, she's scared. She's scared. She see me pull up a new car. She like, you got a diamond chain on your neck? I'm giving her money. I'm doing things that I did before I got locked up, but she not seeing me every day, so she think that I'm selling drugs. She like, man, I don't want you to go back to prison, but she ain't seeing the work and the grind. And my godmother, she had to write her a letter, and she wrote down all the stuff that I had coming up. Not mostly the stuff that I've done, but just the stuff I had coming up. And at the end of it, she like, just writing this stuff is making me dizzy. Like, he doing a lot. And I hadn't even seen it on paper. But I'm on this mission. I'm on this mission, and I'm grinding. I'm doing everything I can right now, even though some of it seem impossible. I'm doing the impossible, and I'm doing it while I got the energy still, right? While I'm still hungry, and why it's right there and the opportunity is right there. I don't know why a lot of this stuff is being handed to me. All I say is seek ye the kingdom of heaven, and all these things will be added unto you. So I'm sticking to that. And that's how it's been going down. So I'm just been on this mission, putting in the work so we can see the fruit. And that's all I'm gonna talk about. Let's go on a mission. Hey, moving like I'm rapping 160 beats per minute. Niggas can't keep up with me, but they just won't admit it. Maybe I'm just crazy, maybe I should be admitted. Might be too committed, only see with tunnel vision. I ain't trying to kick it, text me later, I'm on a mission. I'm obsessed with getting it, doctor said it's an addiction. I'm too busy to listen, you ain't said $1 yet. Oh, you forgot the mission? Motherfucker, holla back. No, do me one better, lose my number. Matter of fact, I rap like a butter with Sprite that went flat. No cat, up all night on autopilot, cause I serving that 808. I don't like silence, I work better when I press for time with $1 million on my mind and all cash. My daughter need a rich dad, not a poor dad. Where he at? If you looking for me, I've been cooking gourmet out the mic. Did 11 years in Jaws mouth, I could take a bite. Everybody give applause now, they clap when I recite. They like the problems I resolve and how I changed my whole life. Oh my God, I'm at off. How you making sure I'm straight? 5'4", but I'm standing tall, top of all the states. If I'm crying, I ain't whining, I'm remembering in your grace. I say hi and bye to haters, it look like the same way. On a mission, keep it moving, watch these dudes getting in the way. I'm gonna move them cause I'm moving at the unstoppable pace. Pace, 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 pace. Slow down, son, you're killing them. I can't stop right now, I'm on a mission. I can't stop right now, I'm on a mission. Hey, I can't stop right now, I'm on a mission. Ain't no slowing down, I'm on a mission. You know it's going down, I'm on a mission. Every time I come around, I'm on a mission. Let's go. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission. Slow down, son. Let's go! Yeah, turn that beat up, turn that beat up. Let me feel that. I don't want to lose that beat again. Turn me up, Chris. Peter's verse. Hey. Rhyme like this, you might get signed. Talk too much shit, you might get silenced. Cool like Cobb and Dobbin, till you make me mad. I'm two broken jaws like Yeezy. Had to spit my verses through the wire. Broke the law, believe me. Seen them niggas in like. I'm one of them guys some guys don't like, but I'm one of those guys can't beat. I be on their ass like white on rice. I be on my bread like brown on wheat. Determination in my eyes, I'm Terminator 23. Terminating all these fights unless I'm stepping. I got a schedule to keep. What's on my to-do list to do is my week. My calendar loaded to notify me is a back around the corner. Go get it with ease. Get it fast like a speed and bullet. Fast like a trigger when you pull it. Trigger. Now pull it. Let's go! Let's go! Say it. Let's go! Say it. Let's go! I can't stop right now. I'm on a mission. Ain't no slowing down. I'm on a mission. You know it's going down. I'm on a mission. Every time I come around, I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission. Yeah! We turn right now. Stop right there. That's open? It's open? Let me get one of my brother. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Slavi threat. Hey, Steph. That's what I was talking about, the childish stuff when we're in a joint, anything, somebody say breaking in, right there. That he just did it. That just did it. I'm just saying, bro, like we just had that conversation. It's all good. So check it out. Shout out to Mad River Theater that's in the building tonight. They here rehearsing because they about to go on the road and perform. And matter of fact, Colin, can you come up real quick? This the director right here. And just tell them how many cities y'all gonna be in the name of the play. What's it about real quick? Boom.
The name of the play is Freedom Flight, and we'll be doing about 14 cities, I think. About 25, 30 cities. The name of the play is Freedom Flight because we are looking at a play that, on the surface, deals with slavery, but it really deals with liberation. And we are in our process of remixing this idea that there are white people and white saviors that come and take you through an underground railroad and help you find yourself and all that. So we're remixing that idea and bringing it back to the truth of it, which is that all those people in their resilience and their strength and their beauty had to carry so much through that process that we still see the after effects of that right here and right now, including the prison industrial complex. And so we centered around a young girl in a small town who is always dealing with everything she does. She wants to be a bird or an ornithologist. Y'all know the concept of Sankofa? So Sankofa is going back to looking backwards to bring yourself to the future. And so we have this amazing actors and actresses here, and we set it with this man named Addison White, who was in this town, Mechanicsburg. I guess y'all from Ohio. I'm from New York, so I'm kind of learning all the geographic through the history. Y'all know Mechanicsburg? Anybody from there? So this is how deep this situation of racism can get. Even on researching this idea of this town where the man Addison White, the town rose up, right? The town rose up to defend him when they came back in the 1850s and said, you're not going to take him, right? In the town, it was a very amazing. He had a a man named Udney White, a white man who was a true ally to him. So we go to do some research in Mechanicsburg, and y'all know what happened, right? Because this ain't Yellow Springs, and I don't know Ohio well enough, but every time I come to Ohio, I'm like, damn, Ohio's deep. So, here we are. We go to outside of Yellow Springs, to Mechanicsburg, and what do y'all think happened? While we were researching the house where this town and this farm where they rose up and said, you're not going to take this black man, what do y'all think happened? You said don't cross the street. The car pulled up. The camera comes out. The window rolls down. Y'all are trespassing. I'm recording you. You are trespassing. Then he pulls off. Guess who just drives by? Y'all want to take a guess? The sheriff. Right? Now, in this story, in the historical record, those people were the same people who they said were going to protect Addison White. Same people, same bloodlines. And so we know that the work has to be done, but we want to center it through a young black woman who wants to be an ornithologist, a bird watcher, right? That's what she wants. Y'all know what happens with black bird watchers, right? What you got to do when you're a black bird watcher? Y'all know? You got to make sure that you're not taking care of yourself. You got to make sure that you're making white people feel safe. So you go into your binoculars, right? You can't just pull them out and get excited, because what's going to happen? What are you pulling out? If you decide that the shade is too much, you put your hoodie over your head, what do you think happens? Now you're like what? Now you're a black person with a hoodie on, right? And what is that image? So, but we want, instead of making this about like how the oppression of it, we really want to take her through a journey, through her Sankofa journey, to do what we are calling blood memory, that there are memories of self that you have in you. There's a bloodline that you have in you, that in your dreams, that you can access those. And so she goes into the past, to the Sankofa moment, to meet her ancestor, and we go through this whole process in her freedom flight, her liberation flight. So thank you for giving us a chance to talk about that. And he came and did an amazing workshop with us and told us his story. So y'all gonna be here. I think we're gonna be here in this building on January something, 13th. All right, y'all gonna be here? Yeah. Y'all gonna be here? Yeah. I want to hear. I guess I gotta say something like rewind something. y'all can be here. Are y'all gonna be here? Yeah.
Turn up, January 13th. So yeah, like he was saying, like I heard about the play a few months ago, and I had thought about being a part of it and participating, and I'm not on the cast. However, I was invited to come sit in and meet the cast and build with them musically and just hear about their ideas and just share. And we did that, and while I was there, I just met some wonderful people, and I felt the energy that was there. And one thing that I was told that I'm good at is bringing people together, and I think I do that by just sharing space and being open, right? Really not fearing too much of who I'm allowing in the space, right? But just opening the door first and then learning later. So that's what I'm about to do tonight. I met Evelyn, Letitia, another Letitia in the building. I met her while I was there, and I was working on this song, and it's like an organic song, like it could change over time any which way. So I'm like, let's do something. So she said, bet. So I'm gonna invite her up to the stage for this next song. Go ahead, grab your mic. Watch your step, sloppy step, spill some water.
Testing. Y'all doing all right?
All right, lift that up right there.
Shout out to Letitia.
Shout out to Letitia and Letitia up on the stage. So this song right here is called Secret. And Well, we pretty much speaking about why I wrote the song, what I was thinking about. Is one of my bros, Braves Dave, rest in peace. He passed like a couple of months ago, and we thought about the life that we was living and some of the stuff we might not be so proud of because, you know, some street stuff. And even in death is some things that shall remain unsaid and unspoken about. And that's really what the premise of this song is. And it's called Secret. And I'm gonna share the stage with Evelyn. Let's go.
I promise I won't tell your secrets. For real.
Promise I won't tell your secret. Promise I won't tell your secret. Swear I won't tell your secret. Promise I won't tell your. I'll take it with me to the grave. Promise I'll keep it like the secrets of the slaves. Promise I'll take it to the grave. Promise I'll keep it like the secrets of the slaves. Promise I'll never leak your story. On God I'll never tell a jury. Promise I'll keep it to myself. I'll never speak it to the 12. Me and you came from the same hell. I put up the bell, you put up bell. Me and you came from the same bottle. Washed our pain with the same bottle. I don't remember nothing like forgiveness. Testify I'll never be a witness. Your slate is clean with me, there is no blemish. Nothing to do with me, God did it, yeah, 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 yeah. Promise I won't tell your secret. Promise I won't tell your secret. Swear I won't tell your secret. Promise I won't tell your. Shout out to Alicia Keys too. I had to think about this when I was writing it. You know what she said? She said, I won't tell your secret. Your secret is safe with me. Hey, I ain't dropping no dimes, no cents, I ain't talking. Sorry, I don't have comments. My sense ain't comments. Me and my niggas don't vomit. Me and my niggas don't comment. Lie to the ops, I ain't honest. Lie to the cops, PD's finest. I'm in a drop, ain't no telling how he got it. Ain't no telling. No telling. No telling.
Promise I won't tell your secrets. Gallon bucket with no holes, so I'm never leaking. I was keeping 100, so I'm never creeping. Beyond those 6 feet deep with no more breathing. I keep it trilling, always keep it real, so no question. Just confessing, I'm burdening your heart like blessing. No stressing, more blessing. And if you don't understand, I'll make it plain. Listen to the words that are saying.
Promise I won't tell your secret. Promise I won't tell your secret. I swear I won't. I won't tell your secret. Promise I won't tell your. I won't tell your secret.
Your secret.
Your secret is safe with me.
Stay with me.
I won't tell your secret. Promise to always keep it right here in the streets. Peace, y'all.
y'all hear me? Yes. Excellent. I'm Kendra. I'm with Healing Broken Circles. And I just want to say how much I appreciate having all of you in my life. And I appreciate anything Healing Broken Circles can do to bring your talents and voices to the stage and to more people. Thank you, Yellow Springs, for having us.
Shout out to y'all.
We do this about four times a year. We're Columbus-based. Hopefully we'll be back in Yellow Springs again and make our way around Ohio. So look out for the back wall and Healing Broken Circles, and thank you so much for coming.
I just want to also will say though, I think it's still shirts set up out there. If anybody want to purchase a shirt, just so y'all can look a little something like me. I ain't got the shirt on right now. I'm not a proper advocate, but I'm just saying. I got one at the house. And also, you know what I'm saying, be looking out for the back wall on social media. And the next thing we should have this posted soon, just in case you want to see your favorite artist again. And we'll see y'all next time, man. I appreciate it.